Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley after a big weekend in Muskegon. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Whoa.
what?
I said, whoa, yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
I was,
Caught me a little off guard there. I didn't know if you
no,
were having a
I'm fine.
flashback or a hallucination or something along that line or
Well,
whatever.
dude, I don't know. I was in bed all day yesterday.
Really?
All day. I was a little unwell most of the weekend, just
Mm,
a little bit. It was one of those, I day quilled it up before I went out to the
No more sidelines.
No More Sidelines benefit. And then coming home, I was like, oh God, I
Really?
just want to go to bed.
Oh,
And then all
you
day
did
yesterday,
good.
I was out. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, it was just, I didn't have the energy level I typically have. It was just
Uh, well,
so
you did
happens
fine.
when you have
You
a
did fine.
yeah,
And I thought
it
it
was
was
good.
really cool that you brought Max.
Yeah,
We had a little fun at his expense. Um,
yeah, that was him. It was nice him being a verbal pincushion for part of it, as opposed to just me the entire time.
And I got to tell
So
you,
that's good.
that was kind of cool too, is we were up there. I guess it was a little shocking to me at first, and then it got kind of cool because we're up there and we're making some comments and we're getting into the live auction part, and I kind of start to riff and I'm like, "Hey, our first auction item is a 14-year-old kid,"
Yeah,
and
yeah, oh yeah,
dude, did you hear the crowd gasp?
oh yeah.
And I'm
Just
like,
right.
and I'm thinking to myself, really? You're gonna be worried about that at a benefit for basically kids? And I turn
Oh
it into the
yeah,
idea that we're going to auction this kid off to mow your lawn or paint your house
yeah,
or wash
right,
your car or whatever 14-year-olds do, right?
right.
But I hear this little gasp. And as we're up there making all this crap up left and right, you and I both, back and
Uh-huh.
forth. Did Max tell you what happened?
No, what?
He's sitting over next to Cindy, and she looks at him and she goes, "Well, better you than me." She says, "Well, sorry, kid. Better you than me."
Oh, good
Welcome to the
times.
family, Max. This is how it's going to
Yep.
be. Yeah. And I can't imagine he's not used to that, the size of your family, a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
But nice time. I haven't heard any numbers. And I got to tell you, the moment that really stole the show, I was up there talking about our friend Nicole Carey
Uh-huh.
and her speech pad, her
Oh yeah.
accent device. And I'm talking about how this young woman is amazing, right?
Yeah.
She's nonverbal. She's in a chair. She's
Hmm.
got CP. She's got all these different things, but inside she's just normal.
Right.
She's as normal as you can get,
Hmm.
and a bit of a wise ass.
Right.
And so I'm up there talking about her and how much she's done, and
Mhm.
she just blows past any roadblock that there is. Oh, there goes that. Blah blah blah. And in the back of the room, the only thing that these devices don't do is whisper, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Back of the
It was
room.
loud.
Oh my god, I
Everybody
hate
caught it.
him. Oh my,
Like,
that was the
yeah.
funniest thing I've ever heard. And
Oh,
steal that moment any day of the week.
oh, that
That
was
was
great. Yeah.
that was
Because that was the
hysterical.
first time I'd heard it. Because I'd never heard her. I never heard that before
Mm-hmm.
from her. I mean, I've known her since we've been doing this.
Oh, 16
Since I,
years now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Funny.
So yeah,
Funny.
that was a great moment. So
Yep.
and
That
thanks
was
to
really
everybody who came out
Yep.
and bought stuff, and it
I
was
didn't buy
yeah, it was
anything
cool.
this year. Usually I
You
get
didn't?
some kind of tool that I throw in the
Uh huh.
toolbox and never use, and
Right.
because me, I always have use for a side grinder.
Of of course. Who doesn't?
I'm always out cutting rust off cars and stuff.
Yeah, it's
I
that's
gotta
what
have
you
that Black and Decker side grinder
uh,
for
that's one
double
of
the
your
price.
favorite hobbies.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway,
Oh
so
God.
it's been oh, dude, your Jeopardy question's a freebie.
Okay,
Mm.
I need one of those after the last week of
Yeah, you kind of took a beating, didn't you?
probably yeah, it was yeah, well, it wasn't pretty. That's okay. Turn into that skid, straighten it out, we'll be fine.
I guess the only thing I have left to do after the weekend is to float past the Folker Community Hub and see if there's any stuffed mushrooms left. Mm.
Oh,
Oh, them are
jeez.
good.
I think Max might have had a few too. I'm not sure.
Did he?
I kept asking him, "Did you eat anything yet?" No, I said, "We're not stopping. I'm not going to stop on the way home at the
Where'd you stop?
McDonald's drive-through." We didn't.
Oh,
So we must have had something, and then he ate. He was snacking all day. He always because he stays up
he's
until like
14.
one in the
That's what they
morning.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he'll go in and forage. in the middle of the night, and so
We
he
had
was fine.
we had one other weekend experience. Took Colton to see Ghostbusters Friday.
Oh yeah. You did not. I was shocked by your review because you gave me the review. That was like one of the first things you said
Yeah,
when
the
I
'84
saw you.
Ghostbusters is infinitely better, but I was shocked. It was $66 to take 3 people to the movies.
Not including food.
Tickets, the number 2 combo with a couple of pops and a
Okay.
bag of popcorn and a thing of Reese's Pieces. 66
Okay.
bucks.
Yeah, that's
$66.
yeah. It's okay. Yeah,
Dude, and I'm
there's
happy
a
to
reason I
support the
haven't been
Lux
to the movies in
family.
a while.
And I'm not pissing and moaning a bit because you know what? All those years in the radio, I always had a reviewer card. I didn't pay for a thing other than snacks. We get to see movies because we talk about movies and on
Right.
and on. But 66 bucks. If you bring another one, now you're looking at 80, and that's a big night out for a family.
Mhm.
66 bucks.
I remember when I was doing traffic on one of the stations. I can't remember what theater chain it was, but they used to bring me in for, when they discussed the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
They'd bring the guy in from the movie theater. Again, I don't remember who it was, but I do remember they stopped having me come on when I started crapping on some of the movies. Like, oh God, that just looks like it's. I was just being honest.
Yeah.
But they didn't even want you talking bad about any movie at all. It's like, then why are we talking about it then? If I can't, because people are going to go see whatever they're going to go see. Okay. And you do have movie reviews. Like, people know the reviews of films before they go see it. So why you didn't? So then I couldn't do that anymore.
Right.
I was like, yeah, they don't want you.
Had you seen the movie that you were talking about?
I said no. I just said it looked terrible. I said,
okay.
just I don't get it. This isn't my and I prefaced it with, this is just doesn't look like something that would interest me. It's like the Barbie movie. Everybody was losing their shit over how awesome, but you got to go see it. You got to go see it. Like, sorry, I'm not a 13-year-old girl. I have no interest in Barbie. This is for other people. It's fine if you want to go see it. Great, and I still might. When it comes on Netflix or something. Yeah, I might check it out. But most of these movies, I really wanted to see Oppenheimer, but I'll wait till it comes to Netflix or Amazon. I don't need to go see it. Right, I don't need to go see it at the theater. That's just me.
All right. Well, anyway, so big weekend. Thank you for coming out and being.
Oh, no problem.
Of the No More Sideline Shindig. I got to put my Kiwi butt. Oh, burp.
All right.
You gonna lay some news on us?
Let's get into it. The TikTok bill, which passed in the House, could be seeing roadblocks in the Senate. The House passed it easily by a vote of 362 to 65. The Senate, however, is considering the possibility of overreach on the proposed ban on the app, which has over 170 million viewers in the U.S., or users in the U.S., I should say. Some see the bill as a draconian measure that stifles freedom of speech, Trump tramples constitutional rights, and disrupts the economic pursuits of millions of Americans.
Yes.
They've got a point. I think the fact that it is a Chinese-owned company, that's where I, as a free speech guy, say, wait a second. I'm not sure. I understand the concerns. And those have to be, there has to be a way where, okay, you're not going to be doing this to X. You're not going to be doing this to Facebook or Instagram. This should be a TikTok exclusive thing. However, the problem is most of the time when the government gets involved in this, they don't stop at one thing. That's been the history. There's, it doesn't underreach. It does always overreach. So I understand the concerns. At the same time, I'm looking at, this has not been good for kids. We know this. If we could at least agree, as you and I think both do, on the age verification, limiting this to, maybe 16 and above, 18 and above. I don't know what the answer is, but there should be some sort of middle ground, and there's got to be some sort of add-on where, okay, it stops at this. You can't get involved in this other shit. You can't use it as an excuse to censor this on this platform or remove this from this platform. we got to be able to figure out kind of a happy medium here, because this is one of the few things that from a congressional House perspective that had bipartisan support. I mean, 362 to 65 is pretty overwhelming. So you got to figure out whatever issues they're having and come to some sort of compromise to get this thing through. What?
Money does not equal freedom of speech. And that's
What is a part of it?
No, it's not. Because if I walked up to you and let's say you owned a theater and I said, "Hey, I got $10,000 here. Here's $10,000. I'm going to walk into your theater and yell fire." Or I'm going to walk into your theater and yell, "I have a gun." Now, freedom of speech. Say what you want, right? You're a freedom of speech absolutist.
Okay, you
That's
keep
wrong.
throwing that.
But
I said that.
Now,
I'm going to
you
ask.
talk,
No, I got to
you
right
talk,
off
I'm
before
talking.
you go further. Wait a second. No, because you called me something I'm not. I
Oh.
said if given a binary choice, if the
You've
choice
called
is
yourself
between,
a freedom of speech
Yeah.
absolutist moments ago.
I said that, but I also said I'm open to compromise, as you just heard me
Okay.
lay it out. I said but you also see what the opposing side is saying. You understand the potential pitfalls of pushing this thing through and what the government does tend to do when it's allowed to
honestly
get involved in something
I
like
don't
this.
see blocking fake news from offshore accounts that are driven to divide us as a bad thing.
That's not what this is. That's not what this is about.
But you're saying, but what you're trying to say here is that you're saying this is a slippery slope. If they
Where
can do
it
this to
could be,
TikTok, it
they
could
could
be
try
to
to censor
Facebook, it could be
information.
to X, it could be to anybody else.
We don't want that. You would agree. We don't want that, right?
Well,
you would agree that's bad.
But if it does get rid of that kind of influence from outside markets,
no.
Okay, well,
that's not going to get rid of it.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem. The problem is, and it's already been established, the government has already done this. It has censored information that was correct. It has taken people off of certain apps for disseminating so-called dis or misinformation that was 100% accurate. I mean 100% accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so no, I do not trust them to go into these. If we want to make this TikTok exclusive because TikTok is Chinese owned, God bless. I understand that, and I'm on board with that. But you're going to start overreaching into these other apps that are American owned, and then no. As somebody like me, we're in the speech business.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want what we put out there to be censored or for us to be taken off this or that. So I'm looking because if they can do it to this person, they can do it to that.
Guess what? There's a difference. We are and I'm going to tell you what, especially me, we're highly trained broadcasters who know what we're doing with this piece of equipment. We understand responsibility, we understand commitment, and we understand that this isn't just a for-profit racket. This is a public service. It's an art. It's an information source, and it's a place for a community gathering. Okay. This is not purely a profit center. And those who run media in today's day and age have forgotten all of those elements that go into broadcast. And you know what? Broadcast too, it's also a community business driver. So all we have in most of the major media and most of the minor media, and now the cesspool of remarkably slanted, either right or left, profit centers, is the argument over the idea that we've paid this much money for freedom of speech, and people are actually buying the idea that that's a valid argument, even though it's not. But there's enough money and flash, and it looks legitimate, and it's that's got to be true. If the wrong people have their hands on the wheel, and you know it and I know it, they couldn't manage goddamn AOL, and now they're running every piece of the internet and broadcast media. That's where things are wrong right now, and that's where the confusion lies. Get broadcasting back in the hands of people who give a shit. other than what's at the bottom line. Get broadcasting back into the people who nurture this stuff, care for it, live and breathe their communities. That's where the problem lies.
So, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, so you want to limit the voices to just people like us?
No, not at all.
That's what you say. Well,
What I said, and again, listen to what I just said.
Okay, go ahead.
Who's got their hands on the wheel right now of most all broadcast?
Who's got? I mean, it all depends. If you
No, it
you
doesn't.
can start a YouTube. Anybody can start a
can,
YouTube.
right? But
Oh,
again,
anybody can. That's great.
answer
I
the
think that's a
question.
positive
Answer
thing.
the question. Who's got their hands on the wheel of almost all major broadcast?
Whoever wants to.
No, that's not the right answer.
Who?
Bankers, bankers, hedge funds, money grubbers, people who care nothing other than, and it was even told to us when we worked there. The bottom line is the absolute most important thing. That's what's wrong with
about the
broadcast
old
right now.
school. You're talking about like cable and network news and newspaper. Those
That's
don't.
what people.
Those
that's
are
where they're still at.
Dude, those are dinosaurs now.
But the majority of people still watch those and follow what they're saying.
That's half the country. We've kind of got a 50-50 split now, which is good. I would agree. Yeah, most still watch it. Most people are everybody retreats into their own echo chambers, whether it's your Fox News or your MSNBCs,
and
they just want their opinions reinforced. And you can get that online as well. But I'm for more voices and sorting it out. I know highly intelligent people who are blinded by their own bias.
Here's the thing.
I know
you just said they retreat into their echo chamber. So it starts, let's say it starts with Fox or CNN. Take your pick. From there, they go down to the next level. From there, they get on to the next level. Before you know it, right or left, they're so far down into the tunnel, they can't see what they're doing. So that's the progression of pulling people into these chambers. It starts with funneling. This is something that you can actually buy a process of online. I've had a chance to do it. People have come to me and said, hey, how would you like to be able to funnel your audience so all they get is what you publish? I said, no, that's fine. I'd like to pass on that. Thank you. I said, that really happens? Oh, yeah, we can get your social media lined up so it funnels an audience right into what you want to do.
Yeah,
so
you can do that.
What I'm saying is that when a banker hears that compared to a broadcaster, hell yeah, I want to do that. And then when they see the audience grow, they keep feeding them more bullshit. More. And then you get people that believe there's a basement full of kids in a pizza place in Washington, D.C.
You always use that same example.
It's the biggest, most scary example.
I'm not denying it. But okay, let's say that story ended up being, let's just say that story ended up being true. Would anybody really be shocked? We might be surprised, but we'd be shocked. Again, we don't know. The problem with this, and I always come back to this. I always come back to the who watches those who are supposed to be in charge of all this. Who do you trust? Who do you trust? You posted this a while ago. It was one of the things I thought was well intended but completely misguided at the same time. You know, we do need to start. Trust needs to make a comeback.
Yes,
100% it does. It does. But the people who we put our trust in need to show themselves to be trustworthy first, and they haven't done that. There's not a single entity I trust to oversee this. And this is one of the reasons why tech is undefeated against our elected leaders. They have not been able to come up with anything. With anything that at the same time, who do you trust? Is there who? Name one single elected individual that you would trust to oversee anything. I can't name one.
Who does
even
it
people
have
I
to, why does
like?
it have to be an elected individual
or a group of people? Because at some point you did this thing.
Yeah,
that does come into play. You're not getting that out of it because that is part of free. Because I have the right, if I'm a billionaire, to spend my money however the hell I want.
You sure do.
Now, could I corrupt? Could I use that and be very corruptible, or could I use that for things that are a detriment to society? Yes, I could.
And it's happening.
That is part of living in a free society.
And
that is,
you know what?
That
when it happens by other governments that are allowed to buy their way into our social media.
See, that's where we need to stop.
So what I was saying a few minutes ago that you just argued till you were blue in the face. Now you're kind of coming around to that.
Hey, I'm not. I said, but you wanted to expand it to these other platforms, and I said that's a horrible idea. And that's what's the sticking point with this particular piece of legislation. It's not going to stop with TikTok.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop with foreign-owned entities.
Okay.
They're going to want to get involved in content that, say, something like you and I would put out. Then you're going to be singing a different tune. What the hell? Why are you messing with us? Because we let you in the door. Yeah. That's why.
Okay.
So that's why I understand the other side of it. If they can figure this out, come to a compromise where this becomes a foreign company owned exclusion, I'm all on board. But you got to get that. You got to make sure that is signed, sealed, delivered first before you're able to get this thing through.
Okay, wonderful. Great. Right. Thank you. Well thought out.
Anyway. Moving on, no winners in the big Powerball jackpot on Saturday. Another $50 million has been added to tonight's drawing. Tonight's Powerball jackpot up to $800 million. There have been 35 straight drawings with no winner since January 1st. So
tonight's my night.
Go ahead.
Nice knowing you. Have a good life. See ya.
All right. Good luck to you.
Yep.
Set another $10 on fire. Both Michigan State and Oakland were knocked out of the NCAA men's basketball tournament over the weekend. Sparty falls to number 1 seed North Carolina, 85-69. Oakland drops an overtime decision to 11th seed NC State, 79-73. Pistons fall to Nolans, 114-101. Wings were off. That's sports.
All right, $200 today in U.S. franchises. This one's a piece of cake. This one's a softball because obviously there's still smoke rolling out of your ears. So we're going to give you an
What are you talking about?
Dude.
No smoke?
Yeah, there is.
From last week?
From today.
What? I had no smoke.
When your tires spin that much, you're going to burn some rubber, and it's kind of smoke.
Hey, man, I was just giving you well thought out interpretations of legislation.
Oh, thank heaven for this chain of convenience stores and its Slurpees.
I can't even find. I can't remember the last time I saw one. It's 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, but I'll tell you what. If you go to Speedway,
bring back Stop and Go.
Oh, Stop and Go, nice.
The Guzzler.
You can get the Slurpee at Speedway.
Oh, there you go. I think they merged.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
I think
Speedway
that's what
just
happened.
take over 7-Eleven.
So we're at 61,900. Wow, look at you, man.
I didn't even realize I was over 60,000. Holy cow!
Yeah, you were at 62.
Cray.
That epic fail on Friday just kind of put you. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad.
Now, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose.
You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
There you go. It's a Kenny Rogers world. We're all renting space.
Did you look that up on YouTube?
What, Kenny Rogers?
Carl the Janitor on Super Dave.
No, I haven't yet. I will get to that, though.
There's your homework assignment.
100%.
See you tomorrow.
All right. See ya!
Happy Monday, Muskegon. Hopefully you all had a wonderful weekend. We'll start this week on a much warmer and also cloudy note, so let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Like I said, we will be warm and cloudy today. We'll have a southeast wind as well, which will keep Muskegon one of the warmer spots in West Michigan. But that won't last too long as we do have rain and wind moving in for Monday night, especially after midnight, lasting pretty much all day on Tuesday, with cooler weather following that system by the middle of the week. So like I said, because we'll have a southeast wind, much of Muskegon County, even near Lake Michigan, will be warm, well into the 50s, if not the lower 60s. So it will be a pretty nice day today, even though we won't see the sunshine. So for your Monday, expect a high of 61 with cloudy skies and a southeast wind. It will be fairly breezy, but it will get windy going into Monday night, along with the rain showers moving in around midnight, lasting into Tuesday morning. Tuesday itself does look rainy at times. It won't be raining all day, but We'll likely have some rain move through here and there, especially during the afternoon as well. And then it will die down by Tuesday evening, but stay windy though. And then after that cold front will cool down by the middle of the week. Temperatures will fall back down into the lower 40s and will stay in the 40s for at least several days after that. And that's your Monday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon channel. And I'm Cole Woods Weather, and have a great week.